A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic move, representatives from China, Russia, and Iran convened to advocate for the cessation of U.S. sanctions on Iran, which have intensified amid concerns over the nation's advancing nuclear program. The meeting, held in Taipei, Taiwan, marks a critical juncture in international relations as these nations seek to reignite discussions surrounding Iran's nuclear ambitions. The urgency of the situation has been heightened following U.S. President Donald Trump's recent correspondence with Iran's supreme leader, aimed at reviving dialogue despite ongoing sanctions that are part of his aggressive, maximum pressure campaign. During a press conference, China's Vice Foreign Minister Ma Zhaoxiu, flanked by his Russian and Iranian counterparts, emphasized the necessity of terminating what they termed unlawful unilateral sanctions. The joint statement underscored that political and diplomatic engagement, rooted in mutual respect, is the only viable path forward. This sentiment reflects a growing consensus among the three nations that the current approach, characterized by sanctions and threats, has failed to yield positive results and instead exacerbated tensions. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi was scheduled to meet with the representatives later in the day, indicating a potential for further diplomatic efforts. Despite these overtures, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has publicly dismissed Trump's attempts at negotiation, labeling the U.S. as a bullying government. This rejection highlights the complexities of the diplomatic landscape, where Iran's leadership has exhibited mixed signals regarding the possibility of negotiations. The backdrop to this diplomatic push is the 2015 nuclear deal, from which the U.S. withdrew in 2018, igniting a series of escalating tensions and military threats in the region. China and Russia, both permanent members of the UN Security Council, have maintained close ties with Iran, particularly through energy agreements, and have provided military support amidst the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Their joint interest appears to center on diminishing U.S. influence in global affairs, advocating instead for a multipolar world order. Iran insists that its nuclear program is intended for peaceful purposes. However, the nation has ramped up uranium enrichment to near weapons-grade levels, raising alarms within the international community. Currently, Iran enriches uranium to 60% purity, a stark deviation from the 3.67% limit established in the original nuclear deal. The International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, has reported that Iran's uranium stockpile has surged to over 8,294 kilograms, significantly exceeding the agreed-upon limits. The Iranian economy has suffered immensely due to the sanctions, fueling domestic unrest over women's rights and economic conditions. This turmoil has prompted some factions within Iran to advocate for negotiations, while others argue for the pursuit of nuclear weapons as a means of securing national defense. The internal divide raises questions about Iran's future direction and the potential for diplomatic resolutions. In response to the escalating situation, the U.S. has engaged in renewed diplomatic efforts with the remaining parties to the nuclear agreement, including the UK, France, Germany, and Russia. A closed-door meeting of the UN Security Council recently addressed Iran's nuclear activities, reflecting the urgency of the matter on the global stage. China's involvement in hosting talks signals its intention to play a more prominent role in Middle Eastern diplomacy, building on its previous success in mediating relations between Iran and Saudi Arabia. The stakes are undeniably high as the expiration of the nuclear deal approaches, with experts warning that Iran is closer than ever to acquiring the capability to produce nuclear weapons. Dr. Sanam Vakil from Chatham House describes this moment as a fork in the road, where failure to achieve meaningful diplomacy could lead to military confrontations or an empowered Iran capable of nuclear armament. As the international community watches closely, the potential for Iran to weaponize its nuclear capabilities looms large. The IAEA has expressed serious concerns over Iran's rapid enrichment activities, which could enable the country to produce enough material for a nuclear weapon within weeks. The urgency for diplomatic engagement has never been greater, as the window for effective intervention narrows with each passing day. The upcoming weeks will be critical as global powers grapple with the implications of Iran's nuclear ambitions and the need for a cohesive and effective diplomatic strategy. With tensions at an all-time high, the call for an end to U.S. sanctions and a revival of negotiations represents a pivotal moment in the ongoing saga of Iran's nuclear program and its impact on regional and global stability. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.